I wanted to do this quick video because I wanted to demonstrate to every single American that this could happen to any one of us for any reason at any time. This is a Ring doorbell camera video from the wife of this USMC retired captain right here. And it happened on the heels of the January 6th, what they call the insurrection or the riot. Other people have different opinions about what they thought happened at the Capitol building, and you might too. But the point here is that this raid was conducted on an American family, on American soil, and it could happen to us. Listen to this.
I got the door. I got the door.
You guys go.
Move it, move it.
Stay ready.
I'll tell you when you bring it in.
Yep.
He just had surgery. There's nobody in our house.
Where is your surgery?
He had surgery on his left wrist.
Left wrist. Okay. It's okay, buddy. It's okay, buddy. It's okay, buddy.
He had surgery because he had a cyst. He just went to the VA on Friday.
Okay.
He had surgery.
Okay.
So let me read you what she wrote on her X post, and then we'll go over kind of what happened. She said, I was debating on whether to share this Ring video of me and my family when the FBI raided our home just 22 days after Biden-Harris took office. She's going to make this political, and in a sense, it kind of is, but then, people got raided under Trump. Remember Gary Willis from the first red flag law death in Maryland? Because it makes me sick. This FBI raid should have never happened, but it did. Every single Trump supporter, so again, she's going to turn this into a super political wedge issue. Every single Trump supporter is at risk of this happening to you and to your family. This is political persecution. This is the message that J6 defendants have tried to warn you about. It was horrifying to see our then 4-year-old with streams of red lasers on his little body. Where is the outrage? And there's plenty of outrage for things like Peanut the squirrel and Fred the raccoon, but there's very little outrage for how many kids died at Waco, the thing that happened at Ruby Ridge with Randy Weaver, and stuff like this. Live weapons were on all of us. I will never forget this. My husband was tackled into the snow and thrown into jail, and I was pregnant, and the following day we lost our baby. We're going to go over to this in detail in a second. Today, my husband, Captain Cuny, Dark Horse 92, is sitting in federal prison. I just want you to know that despite the hell we've been through, I voted for the first time living in a swing state for President Trump. We must work hard to elect him and right the wrongs. Equal justice must be restored, and criminal justice must be reformed, among many other things. I just want to remind you, it doesn't matter who gets into office. You will be politically persecuted on some level for any reason. You've got the FBI, the CIA, the DEA, they're all aligned against us, the ATF. So I just wanted to read to you a little bit more detail. This comes from one of Christopher's buddies, Christopher Cuny's buddies, who served in the same unit as him and in the same battle as he did. And he details it just a little bit more. During the early morning of February 11th, 2021, Cuny, his pregnant wife, Annette, and their 4-year-old child awoke to cell phones ringing, police sirens, and bright lights shining through their windows. The FBI ordered Cuny outside, had police cars throughout their neighborhood, and surrounded their Kansas home with armored tactical vehicles in their front, back, and side lawns. Annette picked up their child, ran downstairs, and opened the door to the laser pointers from over a dozen semi-automatic rifles fixed on them. As the SWAT team stormed past her, she walked outside barefoot into the snow, carrying her crying 4-year-old into single-digit temperatures. Now, I don't see the snow where she's standing right here. There could be snow, and I just don't see it on the ground right here. But apparently, well, maybe that is snow right there on their entryway. I don't see any footprints, though. Nevertheless, it's super cold outside, and these FBI agents just don't care. They're going to get their guy. The following day, Annette had sharp abdominal pains requiring immediate surgery to survive, and they lost their unborn child. And again, the government doesn't care. The Democrats don't care. The Republicans don't care. Trump's not going to care. Kamala Harris is not going to care. Joe Biden doesn't care. Obama didn't care. To be under the delusion and to think that a president of the United States actually cares about us little people is quite delusional. It may be the height of delusion. To make matters worse, she could not contact her husband because all their electronics were, in this friend of Chris Cuny's opinion, rightfully confiscated. For Cuny had previously encouraged his now co-defendants to delete their Kansas City Proud Boys chapter Telegram chat messages. And I'm just going to read to you this last paragraph right here because there's a lot. I'm not for the Proud Boys, but I'm also not for Nazi Pelosi, and I'm not for Donald Trump, and I'm not for Kamala Harris. The thing that happened on January 6th was, let's put it this way. If it was an insurrection, it was an unarmed insurrection. If you're going to come against the government, if you're going to attempt to stand against the government, first of all, it's kind of stupid to do that. Second of all, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it without weapons. How does an insurrection like that work? Plus, there's a lot of reports of federal agents being involved in fomenting all that stuff. This friend of Chris Cuny says that he's quoting what Cuny wrote when he sent a telegram message to his fellow Proud Boys, quote, "Be prepared not only to beat down, but when you do, action of violence so utterly massive that we send a message." And he says it was one of such communications Cuny sent around January 4th, 2021, as the chapter members traveled with their firearms to include at least one AR-15 style rifle owned by Cuny to Arlington, Virginia. I just want to say this kind of thing can happen and does happen to our fellow Americans on a routine basis. Remember what happened in Houston with Dennis and Regina Tuttle? That can happen to anybody at any time, and that was through a false report. So I just want you guys to be aware. This isn't, I'm not trying to inject fear, but you got to have the knowledge that this kind of stuff can happen to you at any time. You got to be super careful what you put out on the internet. The internet is forever. If you put something out there, somebody screen captured it, you can bet probably NSA or the FBI is looking at what your activity is. And if you're a person of interest, they can do this kind of stuff to you. As for this January 6th thing, you can formulate your own opinions on it. You know, everybody's got their own political opinions. They believe that life is going to be better in America under Harris. Life is going to be better under Trump. Life is only going to be better when we stop voting for political parasites. Your vote is your consent. You are consenting to be robbed and ruled. And you're asking the political parasite, the psychopath, to rob and rule other people who may or may not have voted for your chosen psychopath. Anyway, leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comment section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification icon. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my alternate channel called The Disturbing Illusion. This is my anti-political channel where we expose the left versus right paradigm lie in spades. And I would appreciate it if you would go over there and just take a look. We also did some videos where we visited the really, really hard-hit areas of North Carolina, specifically Asheville, North Carolina. And we interviewed a lot of those people in the Chimney Rock, Lake Lure area. We've got some 360 camera footage that you might want to take a look at, interactive camera footage, and a whole lot of really, really interesting interviews. I appreciate you guys. Remember, the price of freedom is now and will always be eternal vigilance. And indifference to this notion is the means by which the people have and will secure their own oppression. I will see you in the next video.